Welcome back everybody to Urban Sprawl and happy Mother's Day. And a special shout out to my own mother. I'm hoping you got spoilt rotten today. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you, but I appreciate everything you've done for me over the years. Here we are in the fair. If you remember, we built this section, we put the big retaining wall, and I've since been decorating. So I've decided to make it into a very colourful area. So we've got lots of banners lining the wall. We've got lots of cherry blossom with a lovely falling leaves particle effect. And we've even got a few stalls starting to pop up. We have a donkey ride. And the donkey is very stubborn. He never stands under his shelter. He's always out in the rain, but that's okay. He's fine. And back here, we've got a couple more stalls. We have a ceramicist making lovely ceramic pots and jugs. And over here, we've got an independent stonemason. Let's call him that. So he's got a flag. He's got a flag that shows a wheel spinning around. And this one over here. I made this flag to show a pot taking shape on a wheel, but I'm not sure if I quite captured that. But there you go. So this area is starting to take shape. My only problem is I'm always having villagers and iron golems jumping over the fence up the top there and getting stuck on the leaves. So I might have to look into that and see what I can do to prevent them from getting stuck there. I might take the leaves down, but I think it does give this area a really colourful, exciting look. So we'll see. So it is Mother's Day coming up. Mother's Day tomorrow, actually. I'm filming this on a Saturday. So I thought, what better way to celebrate all mothers out there than making a florist? A place where people can go and buy lovely flowers for their mothers and grandmothers and stepmothers. So I'm going to build a florist and I've already laid it out. So let's go and have a look at where we're going to build this lovely colourful building. Down here you can see I've put the cherry blossoms down the centre of it, and I have built the gateway, the entrance to the little area of a fair. It's a bit of a castle, but the idea is people can come along here, come in through here, and it's like a ruin, so I can imagine kids playing in here and trying to climb the vines and getting up the top there. And the older ones being more successful than the younger ones, obviously. So we've got two little buildings on the sides under a nice archway with more of the blossoms from the cherry trees. And then you enter the fairgrounds. Very nice. So we come out here and it's over this way. Now it is a big building. As you can see, I did take quite a long time to find a good spot for it because it is big, but the building itself is this. So it's not an overly large building, but what good florist doesn't have an area where they're growing their own flowers? So out this way is going to be rows of flowers that they can prune and put into vases and bouquets, and it's going to have a nice hedge surrounding it to keep the wind from destroying the flower blossom. So yeah, it did take me a while to find a spot, but we've got this lovely big retaining wall and the city's going to be growing out this way shortly, so I thought we might position it here. So I've got all my resources in these chests. Not a lot. It's not a lot of resources, but that's where the florist is going to go. Let's go. Finished. What do you think? I had a lot of trouble with the roof. Yes, in my test world, I managed to get the roof done in one go. But yeah, when it comes to building it in the real world, I struggled. I had to pull it down and start again a couple of times. So I finally did get the roof finished, and it wasn't too complicated a roof either. I don't really understand why I couldn't transfer it across, but there you go. So here's the florist, and it settles in really nicely with the retaining wall. Let's go and have a look. I knew from the start when I came up with the idea of a florist that I wanted it to have a veranda with some bunting. And given a lot of the flowers are pinks and whites now in the game, I thought we'll do pink and white stripes. So I've used the magenta dye and white banners to get the bunting at the front, which looks really nice. And I've gone for an acacia wall and a mangrove roof. So you can see the veranda here is made up of the mangrove trapdoors, but I left a little gap here to have the glowberries come down and hang. Here we go inside. Here's the flowers on display that we have for sale. We've got a little counter over here for people to come in and make their purchases. We've got a spore blossom up on the roof there, and I do have another one outside to give it that particle look, because you can imagine having so many flowers growing out the side there would be quite a bit of pollen in the air. So I've got a spore blossom, and I had to fly all the way over to the Woodland Mansion to dig down under an azalea tree to find the lush caves, to find that. I know there's more trees around, but I couldn't remember where they were, and I knew there was one over near the Woodland Mansion out in the water, so took a bit of digging, but we found it, so that's nice. And it does give it a nice organic feel, I guess you could say. So we've got the inside. This is where all the flowers... Oh, well, I don't know why the rocket's in there. All the flowers are on sale, and I did get some drip leaf from the lush cave as well, so I'll pop them in there. And we've got a little side entrance, so you can come out here to where all the flowers are growing in their very organised lines. We've got the taller flowers over here and the shorter flowers at the front here. And because it's a florist with flowers, I've put a beehive in. I'm yet to get any bees in it, but it is prepared with the campfire underneath so the bees can be smoked and keep calm. So I need to do that. I need to bring some bees over and breed them up. But so yeah, and it's got the hedge around it so the wind doesn't destroy all the flowers, which is very nice. There's the other spore blossom up there. So we've got, yeah, very nice. We've got some lanterns to light the place up. We've got lots of blossom up on the roof to give it that little cottage feel. So yes, I think a very nice florist to celebrate Mother's Day. So, and I've extended the path, I've paved it, and so it wraps around this corner so you can have access to the front of the florist. And I've put a cherry blossom tree out the back to give it that extra bit of the falling leaves effect is really lovely, which ties in nicely with a florist idea, I think. There we go. That's the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and mother figures in the world. If you're a mother or a mother figure, I hope you had a lovely day and were spoiled rotten. And I'd like to give a special mention to my own mum. I hope you had a lovely day today. You earned it, most definitely. Sorry I can't be there in person, but I am thinking of you. So that's the episode. If you like it, hit the like button and please subscribe. I'm No Spring Chicken and I'll see you next time. Bye. That's it. I'm going to go buy some flowers.